Well, I guess I will just do a video recording, put it on the YouTube about the bank. This is a chapter 3.3 to 3.4. It's about the example of a set up a bank account. We have a very light class. We have a TA and the faculty to student ratio of 2 to 3 today. 1.52. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going over the. I'm recording this and then put on the YouTube. I'm going over this example of setting up a bank account in a Java class. So this behavior of the bank account should have three things, sorry. Deposit, withdraw, and get balance. So it's very simple bank account. And those has to be, since that's the method, it has to be public. So that will be the method of a bank account class. And if you think about how to design the bank account class, and it seems to be the best way to try to picture it from the user. How do we actually use this bank class? So we may have to say, if we call deposit, right? Deposit, we just added, say, $2,000. That should be added to the bank account, right? And withdraw, let's say, put a number of currency there, say withdraw 500, we should withdraw 500 from the bank account. And then get the balance, I should return the current balance of the bank account. So that's three simple methods. And then so the deposit return nothing, since it's just to add the money to the current account. And withdraw also return nothing, but get balance should return the balance of the account. So the get balance return is double. And the other two methods returns nothing. And so the interface, so the first step of implement class to declare the method interface. The method will be, well, the deposit is a void deposit, and amount of money will be put into that. That's the parameter will be passing through the interface. And get balance, we don't actually need a input parameter because it's going to return the current balance. And so all the methods were public, and so it can be called from the main driver class when we later have to design. We can actually also declare private class, but not in this example. The private class will be like the function inside our class. You can call it using this method, not from the public one. Okay, and in addition to methods, there are also constructors. And this actually is the special method just to create the instance of the class itself, set to the initial data of the object. So the name of the constructor should always be the same. Constructor should always be the same as the name of the class. Constructor has no return type. So those basically is the definition of the Java rules. That's just the way Java going to define the constructors. Okay, so for the bank account, the constructor, we have two versions. One is the default one. We actually input nothing. Or we can actually put the initial balance. So there will be two constructors. And the way we can use it, say, the first one, we can just call it, and that will initiate a bank account with 0 balance. And the next example will initiate a bank account with 5,000 as a balance. So in a way, the inside of bank account, this black box we are implementing, we should have some variable to store the balance. And that's a bank account constructor. Okay, so we kind of have this public interface of the bank account summarized here. So public class bank account, and in addition, the file name of the bank account should also be called bank account. And then there will be private variables. Actually, well, since we implement in later slides. And then constructor for bank account with the initial one is a 0 balance. Then another constructor with the initial balance. And then the method, public method for deposit, for withdraw, and for get balance. So 3 methods. And it turns out to specify those interface, you can also add some comment. That actually goes automatically linked to Java doc. And this is the Java class declaration style, I guess, the template. And so this goes back to the counter example. We have class private int value to store the number of counts, clicks. But for the bank one, let's see, where is the, apparently the bank one is down. So this is how to use Java doc to explain the class. So you have to start with this backslash, sorry. You have to start with the backslash 2* method. And that's for Java, that you have to start it there. And then end it with that. So since the first sentence is usually describe the purpose of the method or class, so you may want to write that one with really a good sentence. And then we can use this @ parameter to specify the parameter, or we can use the @return field symbol to describe the return value. And if we don't have parameter or return value, we don't have to do that. So here's an example for withdraw. So we started with backslash 2*, ended with 1*, 1 \. And withdraw method, withdraw money from the bank account. This is actually usually is also good practice, just to get your thought straight before you actually start to write some code. So, okay, so this is the example for the class definition. Bank account, that's a constructor definition. And in fact, in BlueJ, this is Java doc is run by default when we click the Java documentation tab. That's a Java doc running behind the file. Once it's generated, it looks like that. I'm going to jump over this. Okay, so we are going to implement the private variable to store the bank account balance. There. So the public class, when we first constructed, by default, the bank account is 0, the balance sheet is 0. So that's the balance there. Oh, sorry. Where did it go? Sorry. Get back. That's by the default constructor set bank account as the balance as 0. But if there's the initial balance, we just set the balance equals initial balance. And this is the a constructor basically is to start in the object. And deposit should be, if we deposit the amount, then the balance basically become balance plus the amount. It's that's to be just simple algebra, but it's good to see how it's implemented inside of the method. And withdraw to be the balance minus amount. And get balance just return the balance. So those are the public interface and how this class are implemented. Except the actual balance is a private double integer in the class. So okay, so let's start with BlueJ. I'm going to do this step by step. Oops. Okay, so we can start with a new project. I'm going to call this bank account 2, since I already had one bank account. So create a new bank account. And then I'm going to create a new class. This class will call bank account. All right, so let's remove everything. I'm going to first start with the documentation, and this will be what? Bank account with balance. That's okay. That's my Java doc statement. Then I'm going to say public class bank account. And so I'm going to close it by default. That way I won't have mistake on it. So. And then inside of this, I should have a private double balance. That's my, this is basically the how I keep track of the balance. And then I'm going to give the constructor default constructor. So that will be public bank account. I'm going to just curly. So, and in this case, we just assign balance equals 0. Yes.
I think you missed on private.
Oh, thank you. Okay, private. Thank you. And then we have another constructor with balance. Constructor with balance, with initial balance. So, and this one will be public bank account with the initial deposit, let's say. And in this case, the balance will be initial deposit. So there, I implement these two constructors. Let's just compile, see whether I have a syntax error or not. Public bank a. Oh, I have typo here. ACC. Okay. Okay, now I correct that typo. Okay, so, and then I'm going to implement the method. So first, I'm going to implement the bigger deposit into bank account. And this one I have a parameter. This one I'm going to use parameter amount. This is the amount of money or deposit. So this one is no return, so I don't have to put the return value. And this will be public void deposit, and that's double amount. Right. And what this going to change is basically change my balance equal balance plus deposit. And after I add some money, my balance change, and that should be it. And then I'm going to write. This is the withdrawal. Withdraw from bank account. Well, withdraw also going to use a parameter, and that will be amount 2. Amount of money for withdraw. I mean, it's not very good definition, but it works here. So, okay. So, and then this is also a public method. Void withdraw double amount. After withdraw, my balance will become balance minus amount. Right, so that's the. In fact, here you can even double check, make sure the balance is not negative, right? So if you are a very good software programmer, we can add error check. We can check here to make sure balance is positive. It's non-negative. Okay, but we can do it later, not right now. So, okay. So then I'm going to write another method. This method basically add balance. Show balance. And this one, I have no input parameter, but I have a return parameter. Return parameter is return the balance, the the current balance. Okay, so the balance class is also public, but it's going to return double. Get balance. Return balance. So that let's compile, see whether I have a syntax. No, I cannot. I missed something called deposit. Variable deposit. Oh, it's amount. Sorry, it's actually the deposit is called amount. That's the mistake. Okay, okay. Now it's compiled, but this is just a class. It doesn't run on its own. I need to write another program to test this, right? So the way basically, let's see, we need to test. Actually, I mean, we manufacture a car. Someone have to test drive it, right? If you want to buy a car, you test. So we just build a bank account. We need to test it. So we need to write a tester class. And this is something, we can write something called bank account tester. And I mean, we can basically testing how to use constructor, whether the constructor works or not. We can do testing the deposit, withdraw. In fact, BlueJ can even check inside of the instance, make sure the instance, what the value is there. So BlueJ does actually offer some debugging tools. Okay, so let's write our, go back to BlueJ, write our testing class. So here I'm going to create another new class that's called bank account tester. Yeah. So testing test bank account. Okay. Public class account tester. So I don't need this kind of thing. I just need the public void main. Right, so public void static, public static void, sorry. Main string argument. Okay, so and inside of this one, I can, let's say, what's bank? Say Tom checking account. Well, I need to actually need to assign this one. This one should be called bank account. Tom checking account. I say equal new bank account. So that's will create an object. And then I'm going to say Tom checking account deposit. How much we want Tom have? 150? 143, how about that? And then we like system dot out dot println checking get balance and system dot out dot print checking. Okay, so that's our first testing example. Let's see whether this works or not. Compile, no syntax error. Okay, so it looks like BlueJ automatically can tell my bank account tester drive class going to call bank account class. So that's good. And then I'm going to compile this. Oops, already compiled. Sorry, I run this. It should print out what? 1543. Excellent. Tom's checking 1543. Well, I probably should add some space. That's white space there. So, okay. And then what else we haven't done? We haven't do withdraw. Okay, let's do a withdraw. Checking dot withdraw. What should we withdraw? $20. How about that? Withdraw $20, and then we can print this one again and see how it goes. Right. So, but since I'm going to run this one many times, so I'm going to put some separation lines to make sure I know each time it's actually started running again. So that's the trick to make sure I know when the program restarted. So compile again, and then run this one. Haha. Oh, I forgot to print break line sign there. But so Tom first have a 1543. I took $20 out. It has 1523 left. So it's actually good. But I need to do print line here and make it run a little nicer. So if I compile and then run again. Oops, sorry. Run. Okay, now it looks much better. So Tom checking first started with 1543. I took $20, or Tom took $20, and it had the remaining 1523. Okay. Now I can also create another account. Right. So this Tom's account, I can also create a bank account. Tom, let's say Tom and his wife what? Amy account, Amy checking. Amy has an account, bank account. Let's say Amy have an account, but it start with say 5,000. Amy is making more money than Tom, I guess. Okay, so and then we can say Amy checking dot withdraw. How much will withdraw here? 50. About it, 50. And then we print out. Let's first print out the Amy's account, and then print out again after the withdraw. How about this? Amy's checking. Amy's checking. And make sure inside is also Amy. Okay. Withdraw, I print out again. Okay. So basically there are two instances, and each one should be maintaining its own bank account. Okay, let's run this one again. Okay, so Tom start with 1543, take withdraw $20, 1523. Amy start at 5,000, withdraw 50, 49.50 left. Okay, it's good. And we can actually also let's say what if we actually create a two variable here? Let's say we create another bank account, Tom Bank. Bank checking 2 equal Tom checking. But basically, I have two variables, Tom checking and Tom checking 2, point both to Tom checking. But as we since both variables point to the same instance, and let me move this back to the front. And since the So I have two variable time checking two. They are actually both point to the same account. So even though I'm doing time checking, but if I print out times two checking, time checking two, sorry. Time checking two. Even though I only change here, call first one. Right, so I'm only calling first one. The second one should also be changed. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So here, okay, compile. Let's run again. Right, it's actually exactly the case. Right, so even though I'm deposit into Tom's first variable, Tom checking first variable, and then I even withdraw from Tom checking first variable. But every time I print out from Tom checking two, another variable is also changed. So that's basically shows the two variable points to the same thing, the same instance. Okay. And well, okay, I haven't shown you the Java doc, I guess. So after we write this backslash star backslash, and then if we go to Java document, there, and you actually see what has been written there. Default constructor, construct with initial. That's basically what I wrote. If you recall, that's the first sentence I wrote in the file. In fact, let's do this. If I change this one, say my first sentence, then the Java doc should change this one too. If I change this one to my first sentence, and then go back to my Java doc, look for BankAccount constructor. There, you see this? See this? My first sentence, I just added. So as long as we put something meaningful, it should be there too. Yeah. Maybe I should change it back. I can just leave it just for the purpose of a demonstration. Yes.
Saying balances.
So, you can. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and then it will be available on YouTube. So.